It was an early morning, around 5 a.m., and I was getting ready to attend my final year of grade 12. The usual bus station near my home was under construction, so I had to walk to a station that was a mile away. The foggy darkness covered everything, making it difficult to see the path clearly. In a rush to catch the bus, I turned on the flashlight on my mobile and put on some music to ease my nerves. The route was tricky. First downhill, then a bridge crossing over a river, and finally uphill before reaching the bus station. I was exhausted after a few minutes of walking, but continued to push forward. On my way back downhill, I noticed a woman holding a crying child. It seemed she was in great distress and needed help. My heart sank with concern for them. As they approached the middle of the bridge, something horrifying happened. The woman suddenly jumped from the bridge, taking the child with her into the dark river below. I couldn't believe my eyes. My rational mind tried to convince me it was a trick of the foggy morning, but the image was too vivid to dismiss. I ran to the bus station, terrified by what I had witnessed. When I arrived at college, I shared the eerie encounter with my friends, but they didn't believe my ghostly tale. I also told my parents, but they brushed it off as a figment of my imagination. The news didn't report any suicides or accidents near the bridge, which puzzled me. I couldn't shake off the haunting image from my mind. One evening, as I walked back home, I approached the same bridge. Scared but determined to face my fear, I looked down into the river below, hoping to find some answers. But there was nothing, just the calm water beneath. Despite trying to distract myself with loud music on my way to college the next day, the vision of the woman and child on the bridge kept flashing in my mind. As I descended the hill, I felt an eerie sensation of being followed. I reduced the volume of my music, and when I glanced back, there was nothing there. The footsteps only seemed to grow louder as I approached the bridge. Feeling terrified, I called out to God's name and quickened my pace. It felt like an eternity until I finally reached the uphill section, and the footsteps ceased. Panting and scared, I rushed to the bus station, hoping to leave the haunting bridge behind. Days passed, but the terror didn't leave me. I felt sick, and no medicine seemed to help. When I was alone, I found myself mumbling strange words, unable to remember what I said when my parents asked. Worried about my well-being, my grandmother decided to call a jakri, a traditional shaman or priest. The jakri, an elderly man with a wise demeanor, held my hand, closed his eyes, and began to recount everything that had happened to me. I was astonished at how he knew every detail, even things I hadn't shared with anyone. He explained that the woman I saw on the bridge was a vengeful spirit, and I had done well not to look back, as she would have dragged me into the river with her. He chanted mantras and gave me some protective amulets to wear. From that day on, my condition improved. The strange illnesses vanished, and I felt safer. My parents now took me to the bus station, making sure I was protected from any malevolent spirits that might be lurking around the haunted bridge. As time passed, the memory of that dreadful morning remained with me, but I knew that I had been sparred.